Hello guys, it's me, I'm the Retro Critic here, and today we're actually going to review a good game for once. Well, actually no, in fact, we're actually going to review an even better game today, because it's actually one of my favorite games of all time, and it's a game that I love so much, that the game's called Killer Instinct 2 Gold.
Ah yes, Killer Instinct, one of my favorite combat fighting games ever. During the time when there was Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct came in and it wrecked and destroyed the market. It literally destroyed both those games. It kind of literally topped both of those games, Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, because when Killer Instinct came in, it was totally new. I mean, sure, it was your same old usual fighting combat style game, but it had a different twist in it. It had different characters with different features, like different backgrounds and all that stuff, but it had a different twist in it. And that was actually, they propped up the violence. I mean, the animation, they put a more graphic violence. I mean, like, literally, yes, everything in this game is awesome. They hyped this game, and it turned out to be, they had a awesome standout, because that's how awesome this game is. The game turned out to be awesome, and that's why it's one of my favorite, fighting combat games, really. The game is so perfect. Killer Instinct was something new, something different. It actually literally topped those other two fighting games, those other two fighting combat franchises, because this game was different. This game was something completely new. Because it put in a new style of multiplayer combat fighting games. It put in a new style of that. What they put in and what they created was something awesome. And what they made was, they made these games more darker and more gritty. And they created something more awesome.
Man, I fucking love this game, but here's the thing. So, yeah, Killer Instinct 2 Gold was created by Rare. Yes, that Rareware. During the time where Rare was good for once, before they were bought by the evil Microsoft company, an excuse for a business corporate man that works for the globalists, Bill Gates, Rare actually published, well, with the help of Nintendo, they published an N64 game called Killer Instinct 2 Gold, a sequel to the original SNES version of Killer Instinct, which is Killer Instinct 1 known to fans and people. So Killer Instinct 2 Gold, created and published by third-party company Rareware, and with the help of Nintendo publishing this game, the N64 game, came Killer Instinct 2 Gold. This was a very hyped and popular game at the time being. And it's still a relevant and awesome and popular, memorable game today. People still remember this game, and some people I heard actually still play this game on co-op because that's how fucking good, how fucking great this game is. But the point is, what I'm trying to say here, is that around this time, this game is very similar to Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter fighting style, let's just say. And here's the thing, Killer Instinct 2 Gold tops all that shit. Killer Instinct 2 Gold wrecks both of those games. It tops Mortal Kombat, it tops Street Fighter. Killer Instinct wrecks and destroys those two games. It literally demolishes those two popular games. This is the real, ultimatum fighting game. Well, fighting combat game. So guys, let's plug in this bad boy, and let's review Killer Instinct 2 Gold.
Killer Instinct Gold was a sequel to the original SNES game, Killer Instinct. And now this Killer Instinct, this is actually based on arcade game. So this is the first 3D games. Killer Instinct Gold was published on the N64 console era. During its time, it was awesome. Killer Instinct 2 Gold was based on the original arcade version, and they actually used the arcade version and kind of enhanced it and kind of put it in the N64 version, let's just say. So, Killer Instinct was created by Rare, yes, that Rare, before Rareware was bought by that evil sir and Bill Gates Microsoft. So, yeah, that's about it, guys. Without further ado, guys, let's review Killer Instinct 2 Gold. So the game opens up with a short and actually awesome intro. Okay, now, yeah, sure, you can say that, the intro's kind of, short, but hey, besides all that, overall in general, it's awesome. So this game's just a typical fighting combat game, and you can just select, all kinds of different characters with different backgrounds and different power moves, and you can select, any character you want, really. But here's the thing, after you select, one character that you can play, when you do that, you fight almost every character in the game, and I'm not kidding you, you actually have to fight literally all the other characters in this whole entire game to get to the final boss battle and unlock a character. And actually, when you select one of your characters to, to win the game, they have their own ending. And that's the best way to describe that's the best way to describe the story of the game. So yeah, that's the actual story there, guys. And really, all you do is just select a character, and you have to fight literally all the other characters in the game and fight the final boss battle. They pretty much get their own ending, and that's pretty much the story right there, guys. You can select different characters in this game. And trust me, every character that you select, they're awesome. Every character that you can select in this game, they all have their own, cool feature, and they all have their interesting side story when you play them in the game. Now, every character that you can select, or one of the characters that you can select, they all have their own unique move skills to them, and they also have, their own unique style of gameplay to them, which that's pretty cool, right? Now, every time you select one of these characters, or play one of these characters, you actually have to fight, the final boss battle, and the final boss battle is Gorgos. Now, Gorgos is basically, the final boss battle of this game. And Gorgos is probably one of the most challenging boss battles I actually ever played in my life. And, I mean it, this is actually one of the most challenging boss battles I actually ever played in a game in my life, really. Because that's how challenging and hard this final boss battle is. Gorgos is probably one of the most hardest boss battles, the most toughest boss battle I ever played in my life. It's just so difficult. All I know how to pass Gorgos is you actually have to be more experienced in the game, and have to have and you actually have to get used to it, get more used to the fighting skills and the fighting combat of the game. I don't know how to pass this guy exactly. For anyone who wants to pass this game and pass the final boss Gorgos, I think you have to look at a walkthrough, or I don't know, get somebody help or something, I don't know. But seriously, that's how much challenging and hard the final boss Gorgos is. And I think you have to have more experience to pass Gorgos. Now, the fighting in this game is really good. It's probably one of the most best fighting combat games ever. Each character has his own fighting abilities, and every time you use that character's power moves, it's awesome. Each character has its own superpower, and you can use your character's fighting moves, and it's really awesome. Now you can use your character's fighting moves. You can use your character's fighting moves against the other player, but when you use them, it's awesome. It kicks ass. So yeah, my thoughts on the gameplay are pretty good. But the game in general at this point are awesome. Now, what are my thoughts on the music? Well, the music in this game is awesome. Now, I like to play Gorgos. Now, don't get me wrong, I think Gorgos is fun to play, but his music is awesome. Well, I don't know, there's something really cool about it. His music is dark and gritty, and his music has a deep and dark vibe to it. And I don't know, there's something really badass to his music. Actually, in fact, here, if you want to get a taste where I'm coming from, listen to Gorgos' music. I'm going to show you a little clip of Gorgos' music soundtrack. Trust me, it's really awesome. Pretty cool, isn't it? You can see where I'm coming from. Yeah, I mean, trust me. The music is pretty cool, right? Now, the number one music that I like in this game is Fulgore's soundtrack. Now, I love to play Fulgore, and playing Fulgore is awesome, but his music kicks ass. Now, I'm gonna show you, Fulgore's soundtrack, because I want you guys to see how badass Fulgore's soundtrack is, because it's awesome, trust me. Yeah, see what I'm talking about? It's really cool, isn't it? I don't know, I just found his music to be really amazing, really. I mean, his music is so good, and it's so good that it can be used for, the soundtrack behind movies, the soundtrack behind video games, television, and yes, even porno flicks. Okay, just kidding, maybe that's a little too much. But still, my point's clear. That's how badass and awesome Fulgore's music is. And really, when you get down to it, even I like to listen to it sometimes. I mean, I love to listen to this music so much that even I can, rock and roll this music. Play that shit. sorry about that. I'm just messing with you guys. Maybe that's a little too much. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the music. And the music is so good that it kicks ass. And I know this seems a little too sudden and a little too early, but seriously, that's literally all I have to say about this game. I mean, that's literally all what happens in this game. I mean, it's literally all my thoughts about the game. Well, there's nothing else to say about this game. Well, I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but I want you guys to have an awesome experience with this game, let's just say. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the game. I think it's a really, really great game, and I think it's a really awesome game. I give it 10 out of 10, but yeah, I mean, that's literally all what happens in this game. There's not that much to say here. Now, Killer Instinct 2 Gold got a sequel in the Xbox One, and it's basically called, like, the Killer Instinct, Season series. I heard that you can buy it on an Xbox One pack, but you can also, like, order it or just buy it online in the Xbox Store system, and that's why it's called the Season Pack, you know, Season 1, Season 2. Well, that's why it's called the Season Series. Well, I like to call it the Season Series, let's just say. Killer Instinct version on Xbox, it's basically an up-to-date, modern-day version of Killer Instinct. Like, don't get me wrong, I like it, but it's just not as good as the original, because no wonder Killer Instinct is basically the greatest fighting combat game ever. Like, Killer Instinct and its sequel, Gold, like, no wonder it's remembered today. Like, those two, Killer Instinct 1 and Killer Instinct 2 Gold, like, no wonder, because those two games have aged very well. So, Killer Instinct 1 and Killer Instinct 2 Gold, the sequel, you should play them.
So guys, I highly recommend this game, okay? You know what, this game's awesome, okay? Because, like, well, I mean, think about it. I mean, you can play with your family, you can play with your friends, you can play co-op, and, you know, it's just basically the best game you can play multiplayer, let's just say. But, you know, overall, I think this game is awesome. I highly recommend this game. So anyways, guys, that's all for today, guys. I'm the Retro Critic, guys, and I'm out. And I'll see you guys later, guys. Oh, and Full Gore's music is so awesome that it can be used for sex, violence, and even masturbation, and yes, even car washing. That is how awesome Full Gore's music is. Think about that for once.